All right, it is Sunday, March 15th. We're going to look at a very broad range of stocks, A to Z. Let's start with Alcoa, up 2.6%. Not much to say there. It's getting tired, right? Cyclically on the higher. No clear turn yet, but one is due. Airbnb, multi-year chop. What a mess. Pointless. Archer Aviation, look at it. 15% down on the month. Think of this. 15%. And that is with S&P in the 6600s. What's this thing going to be if the S&P is 5500? I would ask you that question for every single stock that I highlight now. What is a given stock going to be if the S&P comes down to 5500? Whether that's within April or May, doesn't really matter. What's it going to be? This looks like it wants to go to the freeze. I mean, look, $3. That's 50% down from the current price. Moving on. American Eagle, down 28%. Absolutely horrific drop on the 10 MA. That's not going to hold, is it? It's not going to hold. What's the next support? I mean, there's a lot of support around 12s here. You think, okay, S&P 5500, what's it going to be? All the way back to the nines. This was 28. Looks like it's going to go back to the nines if S&P 5500. Moving on. AMD, which had good earnings recently. But again, look, the February candle is bearish engulfing. We're now churning around the 10 MA. I don't think that's going to hold. Soft target is 150, and we can start to wonder now maybe 120. Look, momentum is rolling up, has rolled over in January, weakening. Is it going to turn negative in April? I don't know. It might do, but the trend is certainly one of weakening. Ibaba down 6%. Momentum prone to due to turn negative as of April 1st. Bank of America, third month lower. February's bearish engulfing candle played out. Absolutely short-term bearish to the 42s. Momentum has turned negative. There's a sell signal. That is a sell signal. Nobody cares. I'm the only one that seems to notice or care. Moving on. BlackRock. Look at this. 12.5% down. Horrible. Look at the little spike at the 10 MA. They try to rally it, fail. 924, basic target, lower Bollinger 951. You can start to wonder about the April 758s. Momentum is increasingly negative. From BlackRock to Blackstone. Third month lower. Lower lows, lower highs. Look, we're even. We're already below the April low from last year. I mean, what next, right? Again, S&P 5500, where's it going to go? For December 2022 64s. That looks pretty realistic now. Miko, down almost 9%. Momentum's weakening. Carnival, down 20, almost 24%. 23.99. Momentum has turned negative. We have a sell signal in Carnival. Again, the war is a particular problem for the transports, notably airlines and the cruise line companies. Bearish as hell. Cleveland Cliffs down 20%. Horrible. Momentum, it's down 20%. Momentum hasn't even turned negative yet, but it's on track to by April the 1st. Bearish, soft target, fives. CNX, don't particularly care. Moving on. Deckers, down 14%. We have a clear short-term high from 122. $100. Natural target is the November 78s. Momentum remains negative. ET. We have a midterm double top from the 19s. Uh, Short-term bearish unless we go above 20. Momentum remains negative. Ford down 17%. Horrible candle. Zero sign of a floor. Basic target is around 10. And if you assume S&P 5500, then we're looking at around the 8s. Momentum is weakening. Will turn negative in either April or May. Freeport McMoran down 17%. Short-term bearish. Basic target is around 45. Momentum has started to roll over. Eyes on Dr. Copper, right? GE Aerospace. Bearish engulfing candle. The 10 MA cannot be expected to hold. We have a lot of open air down to around 200. Momentum is about to turn negative as of April the 1st. Very bearish. Google. February's candle. Bearish engulfing. We're only down 3%. It's holding up relatively well to the main market. Soft target 10 MA 268. Momentum is weakening. But it's not going to turn negative at least until, probably not until June. Very resilient stock generally. Intel. Actually holding up as well, very well to the main market. A little bit of chop, up 0.3. Momentum starting to weaken though. Bearish with the main market. Joby, down 3.5%. Bearish with the main market. I'm starting to think fives. Momentum has turned negative. There's a sell signal. KB Homes, horrible, down 16%. We have a marginal short-term double top from the 68, 67s. Momentum is stalled and it's starting to weaken again. Bearish. KKR, my favorite financial short. Terrible. I mean, it's a lot of chop, but it's still breaking lower highs, lower lows, down 2%, 85s. Soft support around, what is this threshold? 75s, and then 61s. I am bearish to the 61s. KMI, new historic high. It is a black candle though. The gains are being restrained by the main market. Lithium Americas, down 13%. I would accept it's a lot of chop around 5. Lockheed Martin, the best of the defense stocks. New historic high 692. Stock is down 1.3%. Gains are being restrained and eroded because of the main market. Momentum still increasingly positive. I could accept some people could be buying it on cooling wave, but I guess the cautious will just leave it alone on the basis of the main market. Cheniere Energy. 259s, that's a new historic high. No sign there of a turn. Momentum's still prone to turning positive as of April the 1st. Las Vegas Sands, multi-decade chop. Meta Platforms, down 5%. News on Friday, I think it was, that they're delaying their AI thing, whatever it is. Bearish for the main market. Lower Bollinger offers $500. That's about that's 113 down, which is about 18, 19%. Bearish. Mosaic up 6% on the month. Increases in fertilizer prices because of the blockage of the Strait of Hormuz. No oil, no chemical processing, fertilizer prices soaring. I mean, it's better than the S&P right now for this month, but broadly, I would accept this is a multi-decade chop fest. Never did recover to that 2008 high. MP Materials, rare earths, down 2.8%. The problem is the main market. If this doesn't hold, then what are we looking at? 36. Oh yeah, my target is 30 actually. Yeah. There's a lot of support around 30, which is a long way down. Bearish for the main market. Morgan Stanley. February candle. Bearish engulfing. Under the 10 MA. Down 7%. Momentum, look at this. This is very bearish. Momentum will turn negative as of April the 1st and probably carry through into May. Soft support, 138. We can start to wonder about at least the 50 MA, which is currently 103. There's a good, looks like there's a good 30 odd percent downside here. Good company, but bearish defends. Micron, earnings are due Wednesday after hours, and they will be beyond excellent, quote unquote. This one could easily spike on Wednesday afternoon. The daily cyclical setup leans bullish, and this current candle is bullish engulfing. Momentum is on the high end. I would say anybody buying it is buying a stock when the main market is breaking down, which is a problem. But it's arguably the last of the tech stocks to be short. I'll say that. The Netflix. February's candle was bullish engulfing. That did play out with a marginally higher low, but we're down 1% because it's being restrained by the main market. Momentum remains still a little bit weaker than it was. Occidental, up 9.5% because of higher oil. Momentum turned negative in February. Currently bullish. Phaser, down almost 4%. Momentum is leveling out. I don't like this one. There's better healthcare stocks out than Pfizer. Palantir, which was Michael Berry's short note, especially note the spike from the 10 MA. The sellers are coming in. They want to sell it back down. Having already ticked this threshold, my target is $100, which is $50 down. That's 33%. Momentum has turned negative this month. We have a sell signal in Palantir. PayPal, down 2.5%. The only hope is that somebody buys this out. I did ironically hear that the suggested bidder might be Stripe, which would be well, let's just move forwards. Transocean, not a fan. It's up, but there's doesn't make any money. The Rocket Lab, down 1%. It's just being restrained by the main market, and that is the concern. You could argue the short-term bears could look for 57. I would say that ideally, here's a thought. Ideally, if we get down to S&P 5500, I should be buying Rocket Lab, whatever that price might be. And you got to wonder how low could they drive it? What would S&P 5500 equate to this? I got to think it would take out that. In which case, what are we looking at? Somewhere around here, 37, 33. And of course, I would want to be long Rocket Lab ahead of the SpaceX IPO. Now that's scheduled for June, but if I'm right about the S&P coming down in April, maybe into May, then I think they're going to delay the SpaceX IPO until late summer. There's no way they'll do a massive IPO if the market is getting smashed. They just won't. They'll delay it, and they'll use the term SpaceX has decided to delay the IPO for reasons of market conditions. That's what they'll say. I bet they've already drafted that in the press release. The Schwab, down 2.25%, just weaker than the main market. The February candle was bearish engulfing. It's playing out bearish. Look at this, actually. Momentum's due to turn negative as of April the 1st, which is when we'll get an official sell signal. Bearish financials. Schlumberger, down 12%. This is surprising. That's a bearish engulfing candle. I don't know what's going on internally, but that's not pretty. It's a very gross underperformer relative to Occidental. SMR, down 8%, 57s, 11s. If the S&P goes to 5,500, what are we looking at? 6s, Sixes, fives, fours. Yeah, not great. Target up 3%. Recent earnings were mixed. I'll say this candle's a bit spiky, and the cautious will be such. Tesla down 2.8%. The problem is the main market. I got to think we're going to come down to at least. I mean, look, probably going to come down to at least here. 50 MA 277. Momentum. Look at this. Momentum's due to turn negative as of April the 1st. We're going to get a sell signal on Wednesday, April the 1st. PSM down 9.5%, being dragged down by the main market. Take two down 1%. Momentum is increasingly negative. United Airlines. Ooh, look at the candles, spiky. Look at that. Look at the February candle. Very spiky. It's basically a sell signal in itself. Look at this candle. Bam. Down 18% in the 86s. Where's the next support? $70. That's as easy money there to be made, arguably. Below that, 52. You got to think S&P 5200. What are we looking at? 52, maybe? I mean, 5500 S&P would be perhaps 5200 UAL. Momentum has turned negative. We have a sell signal in United. Uber down 2.8%. Momentum is increasingly negative. Bearish. Uranium Energy down 12.5%. Momentum is weakening. UPS, my favorite delivery stock, but look, maxed out in February from 120. Ugly. Down 16%. 97s already. I bought this on New Year's Eve at 99 bucks. I can't believe it's already down to 97. if if there's anything that's surprising me right now, seeing this below my buying price from New Year's Eve is surprising. And you got to think, well, if the S&P is 5,500, what is this? It's going to be down at least $80. $80 looks easy. And now I'm starting to wonder, I mean, really, what if oil hyper spikes? I mean, sustainably above 100? Is this going to go down to the COVID low of 64? That would be an incredible buying level, 64. But yeah, this is one to watch. We have one down candle. We're gonna go under there, aren't we? Momentum is rolling over. Bearish. Warner Brothers, basically, we'll assume a takeover is going to happen by Paramount. Wells Fargo down 9%. The February candle was bearish engulfing. It's playing out. Dive bombing 74. Next support 57 from last April. That's a long way down. Momentum has turned negative. We have a sell signal in Wells Fargo. Nixon. New historic high 159. Up 2.4%. Momentum still ticking upwards. No turn yet. And I think we're done. I will merely highlight two charts in case anybody watches this Sunday after hours. I have no idea what futures are yet. The market's not open. But yeah, keep an eye on the 50-day, 6604. If that goes, there's basically nothing then until, I mean, this threshold here, 65.50. And then, of course, feed November low, 65.21. But yeah, sooner or later, the 200 days could be taken out. And of course, the one chart that nobody cares about, apart from me, well, there's one or two other people out there. I'll drop a name. Keystone Speculator is one of them. He cares. He knows about he knows how important the 10 MA is and the 200 day. Look at that March candle. Look at that March candle. Didn't work out well in April last year, did it? What's the support right now? I mean, technically, as of right now, the support's around, we'll call it 5,300. As of April, it's going to be about 54-ish, 55 early May. So somewhere around 54, 55. And also look at the little multiple. The market does love 56 to 5500s. And in terms of a fib retrace, I'll even highlight this one. Note the 50%, 38% fib, 6174. And note the 61% fib in the 5600s. There's also a gap around here. Well, that's never failed. So, if this market, look, I mean, look at that candle. That's horrible. Spike. It's not good. But yeah, I think we're going to come down to this one and eventually come down to this one. So if we go down. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little A to Z stocks. There's some sell signals in there. Definitely some sell signals. Anyway, um, have a fun week.